All right, so this is the one and only time you'll ever hear Pitbull on this show, but sorry, Johnny, I had to do it. I couldn't help myself. So, there's this rumor going around that Johnny Manziel, a.k.a. Johnny Football, a.k.a. Johnny Fireball, might be coming to Philadelphia in a trade with Cleveland that would center around current Eagles quarterback Sam Bradford. Now, if you listened to my show about the Bradford trade a few weeks ago, I stated that not only did I not believe Chip Kelly when he said that Bradford wasn't a trade chip, I also said the team to watch out for concerning a Bradford trade was Cleveland. Obviously, a trade with the Browns that would send Johnny Football to Philadelphia has to do with the Eagles trying to obtain their number 12 pick, so they could use it to help them select, Marcus Mariota. Here's where things get interesting. A swap like this wouldn't be made until draft day because, obviously, if the Titans want Mariota at number 2, the Eagles are not going to pull the trigger on this trade. Unless, of course, there's some sort of three-way swap made with Tennessee. But is that really going to happen? Remember, during Chip's press conference following that Bradford trade, he said he would not mortgage the future to go all the way up to get Mariota. Of course, he could be lying, but I actually believed him when he said that. The Eagles would clearly have to give up a lot more to get Mariota at number 2 than later on in the draft. And here's another question. Would this potential trade with the Browns be made before or after Mariota gets picked? If the answer is before, then you're looking at moving into the top 4 because there's the risk that the Redskins at number 5 and the Jets at number 6 would want him. If Chip really wants to get ballsy, then he might wait for Mariota to get drafted. Then he could make either a three-way trade with that selecting team or make 2 separate trades, first with the Browns and then with the team that picked Mariota. If the Eagles go this route, they could save more draft picks because obviously you'd have to give up more to move into the top 4 than 5th or 6th, even though it's only a handful of picks after. And the other thing that might happen, Mariota might slide to number 12. So if he does, you're basically trading Bradford straight up for Mariota, and you're still keeping that pick at number 20. That's obviously a lot better than having to give up both first-round picks this year and your first-rounder next year to move into the top 4 or even at number 5 or number 6. But if the Eagles go this more unconventional route, then there's not going to be a lot of time to put together a package. Let's say the Rams at number 10 take Mariota. You'd have a maximum of 20 minutes to strike a deal with the Rams because Cleveland is just 2 spots later at number 12. My second option is the route I'd go because I want to save as many draft picks as possible. It'd be nice to keep that second rounder this year because the Eagles need a wide receiver in a draft that's littered with them. If you move into the top 4, that second rounder would most likely be gone. I would definitely take this chance, and if it doesn't work out, then you're left with Bradford, who I think is a fit in this offense, and of course, if he can stay healthy. Obviously, that's a huge if. So, how would Manziel fit into this entire equation? Is he really going to be flashing money signs in Philadelphia? To answer that, honestly, I'm going to say no for 2 reasons. 1, the only possible time he's going to be finding the end zone is in the preseason. And 2, if the Eagles get him, I don't necessarily think he would stay. The way I look at it, the Browns are throwing him in the deal because they want nothing to do with him. Basically, they're saying, we'll give you the 12th pick instead of the 19th if you take his baggage and salary. It's kind of like what they did with Trent Richardson last year. The couple years ago, they got rid of him real quick. So, if you're the Eagles, I would try and flip him to anybody that's willing to take him, even if it's a 7th-round pick. And if there's no suitors, don't be surprised if he gets cut. Sure, this is a guy that was heavily recruited by Chip at Oregon, but let's face it, he doesn't fit the Kelly mold. There's simply too many shenanigans surrounding him. Unfortunately, last season, Johnny Football was more committed to his partying lifestyle than the playbook. It was reported that when he made his first start against the Cincinnati Bengals in December, he didn't even know some of the plays in the huddle. There's reports that he showed up hungover to team meetings. I mean, this isn't college anymore where you can use your talent to get by. This is a league where everybody is as talented as you are. Success is predicated by how much you want it and how hard you work to get it. Johnny was still living the college lifestyle, and quite frankly, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, who doesn't like to party? But, you got to do it at your own accord. Do it during the off season, not during the season. During the season, it's football time. It's not party time. So hopefully for his sake, he's gone to rehab, and hopefully he's grown up from last season, and this stint in that rehabilitation center was legitimate and not some ploy to get back in good graces with the Browns or any other team that wants him. There is another wrinkle to this whole thing. Last month, Sports Illustrated's Peter King reported that Bradford would not have been willing to sign a new deal this offseason if he were traded to the Browns. He is willing to sign a contract extension, however, with the Eagles. With this being said, I don't think it would stop Cleveland from pulling the trigger to get Bradford, who is scheduled to make $12.9 million in the final year of his rookie deal this coming season. Bradford's mind can always change, especially for a team that I don't think is as bad as people think. If the Browns somehow find themselves in playoff contention, it might change Bradford's mind about an extension. And receivers Dwayne Bowe and Brian Hartline are already better weapons than any he had in St. Louis. So, and they're also getting Josh Gordon back a year from now, assuming he, doesn't do anything else stupid. So, let me address the conspiracy theory now surrounding why Bradford jerseys aren't being sold. I mean, come on, people, really. It's simply best for business. If you're going to go and buy Bradford jerseys, you're going to have to buy them in bulk. And why are you going to do that right now if you're a store, if you don't know if he's going to be with the team or not? It's not because they know something we don't. They're just waiting to make sure he's with the team following the draft. And the draft is less than 3 weeks from now. So, you're only going to wait a couple more weeks to, make that decision. To conclude this video, LaShawn McCoy is not done handing out parting shots. In a feature written by Philadelphia Inquirer's Jeff McClain, McCoy stated that Chip Kelly doesn't respect stars. Look, Shady, your trade was about money and running style, not because you're a star. I'd say DeMarco Murray is a star, but his one-cut running style is what Chip wants in this system. I mean, I still love you, and I'm going to root for you in Buffalo, but you need to let this go and move on. It's over, it happened, and you need to focus on helping the Bills make the playoffs for the first time in 16 years. All right, Shady? Come on, man. Come on. You're my boy, man. My boy, Blue. All right, that's it for this video. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, @TheBitterBirds. Hopefully, next week Mike can do a video with me. I mean, the way our work schedules are, we both work at the Sports Network. He, works during the day. I work at night. Schedules don't always work out. So, unfortunately, this was one of those weeks. We wanted to do a receiver video this week, but turns out I did Johnny Fireball instead. So, that's it for today. Later, guys. See you sometime next week. Peace out.